Alright, level 1 member request here. Congratulations there. And with this one, it's all standard tuning, E, A, D, G, B, E. And we kind of have like a single string kind of method for the main riff, and then it for some verse parts and chorus parts, it'll shift more like a power chord thing. Pretty straightforward though. We start here, open A, 3, 5, little hesitation once more, hesitate, couple more, something like that. And this is real just kind of loose, you know, just kind of shuffle through it. Doesn't have to be like a super exact thing here. Just kind of get that loose shuffling feel. Alright, and then we'll shift up to the E string, 3rd fret. And this will, basically we went from a D chord to a G chord now. And a couple hits here, a little hesitation once more, hesitate 1, and then we do a little chromatic scale. 2 to 1st fret. And here's where the F chord comes in. And with this, give it a few hits, hesitate 1, hesitate a couple. Alright, just kind of a shuffling through it. And then we'll slide up to the 5th fret on the E, back to the 3 on the A, open 3. Right. And feel free to just kind of like play around with this a little bit, you know, throw an extra note here, take a note out here, there. Just kind of get like the basic, you know, tempo and change going on. So real loose feel here. So alright. And over the top of that, once everything kind of comes in, there's a second guitar that'll come in and do some lead over the top of it. And it just plays around with a handful of notes here in this 5-7 area. You go B string, 5 to 7, hesitate 1, hesitate couple. Alright, and then you come up to the 5th fret on the G, hit it, wait, couple hits, wait, couple hits. Slide the 7D back to the 5 on the G, hit those couple, once more, couple more. Alright, and then just finish at sliding up to the 5G and then hit some 5s on the B, maybe like 3 of them. and then just cycle that through a couple times. Something like that. All right, and like I said, now once we get into the verse, it'll drop out and just be bass and vocal and drums. But the second half of the verse, you get some power chord version of the main riff there. So it's essentially everything we're doing, but we're just making the power chord shape up with the notes. So walking into our D power chord, so open A, 3, A, and then the 5 with the 7s, 5A, 7D, and G for the D power chord, and just kind of hit them like you would, you know, with the single note. Alright, up to the G power chord, 3E, 5 on the A and D there. Hit it, about the same kind of feel. Chromatically, go down to the G flat or F sharp at the 2 with the 4s, land at our F, at the 1 with the 3s. Alright, and then here, instead of like sliding up to that A note, I just kind of like hit the open A, land on the C power chord, the 3A, 5 on the D and G. Maybe just do that twice. Okay, and then you can just cycle that now. Alright, and you know, you can kind of hang that back a little bit in that second half of the verse, but then once kind of the chorus gets going, you can, you know, maybe get a little bit bigger with it. Other than that, we go to a lead in the chorus, and it's just playing up here in the high notes now. Slide up 15B, 12E, 15B, then go 12, 14E, a couple 14s again, finish with 13, 15B, and then just basically do up a set of strings, the same thing. Slide up to 14G, 13B, 14G, and then go 13, 15B, a couple more 15s, and then finish with 12, 14G. Alright, and you can just do that little lead bit. We get to a bridge section, and it just basically plays around with like A to C, then a D to an F, and it'll kind of sprinkle in these little like sus4 things and do some like bending. Pretty fun little riff here. Start with just the A, open A chord here, so open A to DGB, and you can do like muted strings like 4 times. Alright, strum the chord a few more times, and then slide up to 5s on the DGB, and when you hit it, you can just kind of like, you know, downstrum some 8th notes here, and while you're doing it, just slowly give it a bend and release and play around with it there. Alright, and then you go through that again, and you can even start sprinkling like this. After you hit the A, maybe do a couple muted strings, and then you can do this bit on the B string when you're hitting the few A's there, where you go 2, 3, 2 to get that sus4 in there back to the just regular A. Alright, and then just do your slide up to the 5s with the bends. Alright, and you go through that 4 times, just play around with that a bit. And then essentially we do the same thing, but just in a D position. So we would have our D chord, the 2, G, 3B, 2, E. And it's kind of that same feel, but we're just using this configuration now on these strings. So hit it, mute some strings. And with this one, the little sus4 is basically just going from the 2, E to 3, back to 2. Alright, and then the slide up is to the 5, 6, 5, and you just hit it, bend it like you would just doing the 5s. Alright, so pretty straightforward there. For the solo, it's just basically A minor pentatonics. I'll give you some examples previously there. So play around with that, have fun, and thanks for watching.